Whoa! There are people here. Hello. Welcome, everybody. Wednesday, August 11th, 2021. Are you already 2022 over there, Ben? Have you hit the...
2022?
No, I did 2022. Are you at August 12th? I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Don't even listen to me. You jumped...
I'm the day after you, not a whole year ahead.
Shut up. How's the future?
You don't want to know.
Sleepy.
Oh no. Yeah, you don't want to know. All right. Well, here we are.
Here we are.
Welcome, peoples. Todd is saying hi to Caleb. Loom is saying hi to all of us.
Todd?
Pat's here. I have no idea what year it is. I'm trying to forget, Pat,
Clearly.
is honestly the truth. Hey, David
what's
Carroll.
messed up?
What?
I honestly can't remember large sections of 2020, which is a good thing. But I honestly, it's fuzzy.
Yeah.
Like, what
I
did
would agree with that.
For a year.
Drink?
There's a lot of days
Before, COVID
that repeated and repeated.
Yeah.
They kind of blend.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, here we are. Tom says, hi, guys. Really looking forward to this challenge. I do have a question for you if we are able to squeeze it in at some point. Last chance to ask before a shoot. So, Tom, why don't you fire that question off to us? Just put an @the_C47 in the chat, which would help us flag any questions. And I'm Jem Schofield. That's Ben Barden, who's just come back from England and is now back in the Czech Republic, and of course the golden boy Caleb Pike, who is dealing with monstrous Midwestern storms and fielding lots of questions on his YouTube channel, TSLR Video Shooter. So here we are, and look, Alex is here. Alex Miner's back. Haven't seen him for a while.
Oh my
I don't
gosh,
think.
Alex. Welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Hey.
Sam, Colin, we do things here. So leaded or unleaded, we drink. We generally lead the drinks. And let's start with you, Caleb. What are you drinking today, if you don't mind? And then we'll get into everything else.
Yes. I've got a Gem special.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
week.
Hey, Founders Reserve. The Glenlivet.
Full bottle.
I was going to have
like
the
that
12
one?
and this and do a side-by-side. But because I really want to know what exactly is the difference taste-wise.
Well,
12's going away, which breaks my heart because 12 is
considerable.
Like
Yeah, and that's a mixture of different years, the Founders Reserve. I would say that on a day-in, day-out basis, I actually probably prefer Founders Reserve, even though it's not just a 12.
Really?
And I will say this, that I prefer the cognac cask over both of them. But I don't like the rum one.
Okay.
I don't know
I've
what
not
that's
tried
all
that
about.
one yet. I'm going to try that.
Yeah, there you go.
Dude, the rum one is nasty.
That's what I just said. I do not like it, but the cognac cask is lovely. How about Ben Barden? What are you drinking today, Ben?
So this is a bottle that's come back from England with me on my long drive that I've done today. And my daughter said, you can't drink that on there, you'll get demonetized because of the name. But it's...
You've done this already, though. You've already burned your cock on the show before.
No,
Oh, gosh.
we had gold.
What?
Really go for it there, Jim.
Gold. That was gold cock we had before.
Oh, it was. Well, at least we have a theme going.
Exactly. But I do believe this is pronounced Coburn. I'm guessing
Right,
at
sure.
some point someone was getting enough stick and just no, we have to
Enough
change
stick.
the pronunciation of this. Yeah. So very good. So this is port. That's what I'm drinking.
Micah Foster's here and catching the stream for the first time. So thanks for coming. Appreciate it. All right, let's I'll just tell you what I'm drinking. I'm kind of on a red wine kick, so I've just been trying to continue to find Pinots that I feel are good value because, you can spend a lot of money on Oregon Pinots. And this is Duck Pond 2020, Trader Joe's, I think about $12.99 a bottle, and quite good, actually. So that's what I'm drinking. I'm having red wine today, even though I tend to be a Scotch drinker a lot. And cheers to everybody, and we'll get watch those comments right there. I can see
Small
Ben.
brown fox.
I
It
saw.
really is.
I know.
But I love
All
it.
right. Jeez. Okay.
3,
there we
6,
go.
Cheers,
Cheers.
everybody. Thanks for
Nice
joining
to
us.
see.
Yeah. All right. There we go. All right. So
Oh.
let's get Tom going first, and let's get this question. I'll let everybody else read the. Tom is like a War and Peace over here. Oh God, small brown
my.
fox. Now I'm seeing the comment. Okay, here we go. I plan to shoot 24 frames per second for majority, but we'll be switching to 60 frames per second for shots of food and drink in between. This won't be planned though, just when opportunities arise. Plan was to use the tentacle sync E while hooking host and contributor up with tentacle track. I also want to record backup shotgun audio, so would use a splitter cable. Ooh, I don't like splitter cables with both shotgun and sync E going to cam. However, I thought about changes in frames per second and wonder this throw off timecode sync, blah, 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 blah. So let me just first address one thing for you, Tom. If you're shooting 60 and let's say you're shooting at 23.976, 23.98, I'm assuming you're not shooting at a true 24 frames per second, and then you're switching over to 60 frames per second to overcrank for slow motion, I don't think you'll necessarily have a sync issue, probably, because what you'll do is you'll conform that footage in your timeline to that lower frames per second. So that shouldn't be an issue. And if especially that 60 footage is not footage that you're recording audio as well, then you shouldn't have any problem at all. It's if you're trying to record audio when you're shooting at 60, I still don't think you'll have any issues though if you're conforming that footage. It's just, it's going to be a little weird. I'm assuming again that you're shooting at 60 to overcrank for slow motion. So I would get rid of the splitter cable.
Well,
that scares me, but go for it.
And it won't matter much, right? Because I'm imagining that is going to be like a B-roll clip that you're going to drop in randomly,
Yeah.
right? It's
Yeah,
not
that's what
like
I'm thinking.
A sync issue that you need to
Exactly.
keep track of.
Yeah. Yeah.
As for the splitting of things, ideally you have a good field recorder, and you're doing all your inputs correctly. They're all individual, and you're avoiding splitters because weird stuff can go down.
Yeah.
Obviously, it gets expensive once you start everything has its own tentacle sync and everything has its yada yada yada.
Yeah.
But totally worth it.
Yeah, and generally,
Test it all like nuts.
like crazy. And splitters are scary, and especially because you're using unbalanced, stuff. So it's I don't know. I'd be hesitant of that. And then I'm assuming you're using the tentacle for both timecode sync and also for maybe for the 32-bit float. I'd be interested in what camera if you didn't mention that. Because if you're using a mirrorless camera and stuff, I'd almost just go wireless go to and just get two audio sources in, or like you said, Caleb, just get an external mixer and go into that. I don't know. More data would be good. Let's see this. Look, we got one of these, a super chat from Pilgrim Media. I love that that avatar. I saw you. I saw you in Caleb's. Do we ever talk about the reserve bourbons? But I'm not a huge bourbon person. I like rye whiskey, Angel's Envy rye, one of my favorites. So we do have a story about that at NAB. We won't talk about. And then it's really a monetary story more than anything else. Me do. Yeah, and
just sipping on some Woodford Reserve last night.
Yeah, I'm a Blanton's person. I like Booker's. So, yeah, I would say, I don't know if we're getting to reserves, but those are a couple that I like. Ben, you drink any bourbons at all?
No. I do when I'm with you. I kind of...
But less,
feel like
I don't drink a lot of bourbons, but I definitely have some in the cabinet.
I think... I don't know. I don't know enough about them. It's something that I drink in the States with friends who are more knowledgeable than I on that stuff and enjoy it, but I don't really know where to start. And it's not something that you see an awful lot of here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sweet.
Okay.
Should we dive into this week's beast?
Yeah, we should.
I think
it's
curious.
time.
I can't wait.
Yeah. So
what's gonna go down.
Let's just sort of lay this out for people who are not familiar with what the challenge is. And thanks to nobody except for David Carroll for submitting their challenge. I just putting it out there that we gave everybody the better part of a month to figure this thing out.
Yeah.
So, I can't really help anybody in that situation. We picked an arbitrary amount of $4,000. Could be Australian or U.S. Australian 4,000 was where the inspiration for the price point came from, but that's a whole other. I can't even keep a straight face. It's $4,000 US. Basically, my audio levels are higher than Ben and Caleb's, probably because I'm just getting excited. So let me just talk a little bit lower. So the challenge is $4,000 US, eBay, a buy it now or sold items, and it must include the following: camera. A media for the camera system, a tripod system, and it also has to include any audio and lighting that is going to be included, and also batteries. So how are you going to actually power that camera and all that fun stuff? There's sort of this undocumented $1,000 US that exists to buy all the other stuff, light stands, modifiers, and things like that. That's not part of the challenge. So you just have to fit your eBay 4K challenge into that $4,000 US. Is that right, guys? Am I forgetting anything on that?
That is correct.
And that was it.
Small Brown Fox added, you even faked a power cut to give us an extra week.
Yeah, fake.
Yeah, because that's right. Last week we didn't do a show. Jim's power went poop.
It went about 12 minutes before we went live, and I was all set up waiting for Caleb to actually come in, and then all of a sudden, boom, and then the power came right back up about 5 seconds later, and then about 3 seconds later, it died, and we were without power for, 2.5 hours, so it was fun.
Oh, well,
I apologize.
I feel slightly less bad. I was feeling bad because I got sick last week. I've been working on this feature.
Right, that's right. It didn't happen. That's right.
And for those people, because I know there are people that are regular viewers that work on features all the time, like how the hell you guys stay alive, I have no idea. The hours for those things are just ridiculous. Like everyone was sick after a week. Everybody, like getting sent home. Like everyone's scared that it's got COVID test. It's just brutal. So hats off to you. I don't know how you do that for like a sustained period of time. It's insane.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm better now. I had some sleep. I feel good. Yeah.
Good.
Colin, I do have a UPS, uninterruptible power supply, but it wasn't going to run the whole studio. I mean, it's really like my laptop computer and stuff, and I live in the country, so Wi-Fi hotspot, it's a no joke.
Get one of those Jackery boxes people are talking about.
I should get one of those.
Full like monster gaming PC for like ever.
I know, they're pretty cool. I don't know if I lost weight, somebody mentioned, but if I look like I did, I appreciate that, I think. Jeff's here for the laughs and the passive participation. I love that. And his business, his freelance editing business has picked up big time, finally. Well, I'm really glad to hear that, Jeff. That's really great. Good. And Micah, I hope I'm saying that right. There is always time for somebody to ask a dumb niche beginner question because no dumb questions exist here. You can ask anything you want. So just put an @the_C47 before your question, and there you go.
Boom.
Okay, good. And then Tom's giving us some more data. He's A7S3. So yeah, I mean it's a tough one with that. I think you've got a couple of options there. Robert's chiming in with some feedback as well. You have a lot of choices, but yeah, hopefully we helped you a
it's
little.
still a part of the market with this whole time code thing for small production that's still not that affordable. And I would love to see products that are using things like GPS clocks and stuff like that you think would be very easy to do, like a basic time code thing.
Someday we'll look back at all this and be like,
right.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of $4,000,
I would love that.
Atomos kind of does have something like that with their Ninja, with that little module that goes on the back, which is a time code module. But the problem is that when you start getting into all of that stuff, and then you bought that other company, it's not necessarily gets complicated, but it is a lot of gack. I mean, you're talking about, it's not a streamlined solution. let's just get 32-bit float audio into our cameras. Let's have at least a camera manufacturer say all of our mirrorless cameras will timecode sync with each other. That would be great. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
What would be easier would be, particularly if you're talking about mirrorless and DSLRs, is that most of those, or most, but an awful lot of them have actually got GPS receivers in them, or certainly would have the ability to do that. You could just take the time code off that. Why does that not happen?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yep. I don't know.
That and the clocks off GPS, off the satellite signals, are incredibly accurate because they use it for distance measurement, so it's part of that whole positioning
system. You can buy a watch that like is in sync with the sun,
right?
With science.
with science.
Surely we can figure this out, folks. Come on.
All right. So Micah has got his question in. I'm getting a new tripod because my old one. Hold on. Let's see. I'll just throw this up on the broadcast. My old one was a cheap, crappy one. It was neither flip or twist locked. It had thumb screws. Looking at tripods now, the ones I'm looking at come as either. And I guess the question is which one. I wouldn't say there's a right or wrong with flip or twist lock legs. Some of it's a preference. Ooh. Though, I mean, if you want to spend a lot of money on a tripod and have an amazing tripod, then it would be what is it called now?
Flowtech.
What are the
Sackler,
what's the
Flowtech,
the Sackler?
Flowtech.
What is it? Yeah, the Flowtech. Yeah, Flowtech.
Yeah.
But is there any? I thought you said Photech.
No.
Yeah.
But I would say with the twist locks, my tripod has that, and frequently when you're in a bit of a hurry, and particularly and you should never do this, but we all do if we're running around and actually having camera on sticks and you're just pulling it off your shoulder and just making height adjustments. I find the twist locks extremely easy to feel like you've tensioned it up, and then to find the thing. I've never had one go because I'm so aware of it that I'm always then sort of forcing each leg down just to make sure that it is in, and frequently it isn't. So I would prefer the little toggle things. I think they work better. But the Flowtechs, I need that thing. I'm getting very close to spending money on that now. Yeah, expensive, but the amount of time that you save.
It's one of those one and done pieces
energy.
Of gear, though.
It is.
And your back.
Oh yeah.
The older you get, the more you start aching, the more that's going to be worth spending the money on.
Yep.
And I'm getting there now.
Yep. Yeah. And then Alex says he likes the iFootage Gazelle. Yeah, let's do our challenge. Come on. So $4,000 US. So we've got David Carroll, we've got Caleb Pike, we've got myself and Ben. People in the chat get to decide who goes first. Those are the four. Unless my email box filled up with another PDF that I can add. So who's going first?
You decide. Thumbs up, thumbs down. I'm going to run in the other room, turn down my air because it's getting hotter than a R5 up in here. That's a terrible dorky joke. 1 second.
We appreciate it. So what we got? Okay, thank you. Go Gem. I'll go first. Charles wins because answered first, and then I guess it's going to be Ben after that because we see two Bens, and then we'll go on to either Caleb or David. We'll figure it out. Shall we do this? So it's first person answer. It said me, so I'm going to go first, and we'll just bang this thing out. Here we go. Boom.
Oh boy.
4K eBay challenge. Here we go. Total spend $3,995.13. Shut up. And that does include $21.99 in shipping. So I had to rejig some stuff at the end because I read my own description. So I think I'm okay. Audio. Here we go. I'm going to move fast. I'm not. It's not. The goal here is to just show what we came up with for this challenge. Here we go. Audio. So we've got a wireless Go system, $98. I want to have a little bit of
nice
the wireless. Deal. Well, used, but I'm assuming it's going to be okay. It's eBay. What are you going to do? Here we go. Next one. We've got a lavalier Go. So I have that option. I don't really like using the built-in mic on that thing. And then for audio, 26 Canon M50s. That's right, small brown fox. Wanted to get a Beachtech DXA Micro Pro. I don't have the Plus, which is what I'm using right now. They didn't have any on eBay, so this is 9-volt battery powered, but a good deal at $106.
Though.
What? What'd you say?
Fantastic though.
Oh yeah, I mean for the money,
Fantastic
it's insane. Very quiet preamps, and to go with that, just because the budget's tight, MKE 600 from Sennheiser. So that's kind of my audio kit. I've got a wireless option. I've got a wired option. What are you going to say there,
Really
Caleb? I
solid
see you.
kit.
Oh, thank you,
That's
sir.
gold. I was just thinking like, damn, that's okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. And then a pair of Sennheiser HD Lite headphones, so I can monitor the audio, and also a good quality XLR cable, and I hope a decent quality 1/8 inch to 1/8 inch TRS cable. So that's my
It's always
audio
good
kit.
sign when there's no brand at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah, exactly. But they're gold plated, so we're okay. Everything's fine.
Okay.
This is about the best I could find on eBay, to be honest with you. I was trying to get better, but at least I got a Mogami, and then we've got some 9-volt batteries for that Beachtech, so we can actually power the thing. So I'm behaving
Nice.
myself over here.
Oh, yeah, you
No holes there, man.
Here we go on lighting. So this light I actually had in recently. I was doing some tests for a client, and for the money, I was pretty impressed. Do I have both of them here? Shoot, I may have actually deleted a page, which is not a good situation. But I have two. Oh shit, I think I did. Well, no, it's euros. So you see the US dollar amount there. So this is the Falcon Eyes. This is the 18. So this is rectangular shaped. It's like a 1.5 foot long by 1 foot wide LED. It comes with a grid. It comes with diffusion. It comes with like a little, soft box kind of setup.
Pretty little gloves too.
Huh? And what?
Those pretty little gloves too.
Yes, you got to have the gloves, But for the money, I was actually pretty surprised with this light. I thought that the quality of the light was pretty dang good. It's pretty amazing what you can get. And to go along with that, a 12-inch version, so that I've got a couple of lights there that I can use. I did have a Nan Light 6dB in there, but I had to make some changes when I got to the camera thing. So I did just put in another Falcon Eyes F7 II, a little RGB light, just so that if I wanted to throw some color onto a background or do something like Caleb's doing or something like that, I had some options. So that's basically my lighting kit overall. With modifiers, I can do a lot with that. I think for the money, it's a lot of lighting. I did want to have a COB in there, but it just wasn't in the budget. Camera wise, so getting into tripods, I feel that this is a pretty dang good deal. This is a Miller DS10 carbon fiber for $679.
That's an amazing deal.
That was an amazing deal. So that really allowed me to go into a tripod system that would actually have some life to it. So it wasn't just buying a really cheap head and then knowing I'd have to replace it. I own this. I've used it many times. It's a great little fluid head. So that's my tripod. Based on the lens, I think you can see where I'm going. I was originally going to go the route of a Blackmagic camera. I was really between the 4K and the 6K Blackmagic, but the reality. Shut up.
Joking, right?
Yeah, I was thinking about it. The 6K, the Pocket. Well, I like that 6K Pocket. I like the image off of that camera, but it's. I started to look at the overall price point, and it just didn't make sense for me. I'm so tuned into the image that I can capture. I couldn't go XT4, but at $820, the XT3 is a lot of camera for the money, and it is 4K. It's sharp. Gives me options across the boards, and I think it's a good match with the stuff that I got. This is where I had changed some stuff, so that 6dB light went away because I realized the screen's so small on that XT3. I needed something for monitoring. So I've never used this. The Andy Cine one I've used. I don't know how good it is, but I figured for the money, pretty much the same thing. You get some some good stuff in there for the price. And then match pack of Angel Bird cards, 2 128, so plenty of
Nice.
recording. Got a couple of Castar batteries for the XT3, so I've got 3 batteries and 2 chargers, one with the camera and one there. And then I think that's it. I'm done. That's my my $3,995.13 eBay challenge. So that's what I got. So not exciting on the camera, but I just couldn't figure out what else I was going to do, and I know I'm going to be able to produce good quality stuff with that that setup. And that's my kit.
The only hole I can think of is your Cadet third-party batteries.
I've used them. I'm not saying they're great, but I've got 3 of them. So
of that brand and everything.
I've used that brand. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You've never used that brand? You've had a problem with them?
I have.
Yeah, they've been okay.
Great.
They don't hold the
OEM.
charge. Yeah, they don't hold the charge the way that. But there's no way I was going to make the price point otherwise. So, I agree. I feel you. What is this?
I'm kind of not that you like normally like make terrible lists at all. I just feel like there's usually 1 or 2 things that are easy to make fun of. But I
already had things
list.
teed up, like in audio when he was going, that's my audio kit, and I'm going, headphones, we've got him on headphones, and then there they were.
I know.
So good.
SD cards. He bought legit SD cards.
I know.
I know, and Ben doesn't like anything more than to just take the piss out of me, and he's just looking for holes. He just wants
I look forward to these things just because, that we get to have
I guess
a go.
the lighting, you could say it's are modifiers included in like all the other stuff we get?
Yes, yeah, they are.
I couldn't remember.
And you've got
really?
They are included.
Okay.
Yes.
That's a shame.
Okay. Well,
I mean, it's $1,000.
In that case, those lights are a good move. I have both those lights, and I've had them since I did a review in like 2015, 16.
I remember that review.
They're still rock solid. They're great.
Yeah,
I remember that Focus one. Yeah.
So, gotta say,
Solid.
Thank you.
Well done.
There you go.
As much as
Pilgrim
it
Media.
pains me to say it, that's a good
Thanks
kit.
for the super chat. Found 850 milliamp batteries for my Beach Tech Pros. Awesome. Like it. Okay, well, it's Ben next because that was the next name that came up in the chat. So I'll let you do the talking. You tell me how to take you through. I haven't looked at anybody else's list, so I have no idea what's on there because everybody has a title. So here we go.
I think I've realized that I have to just put a little caveat into this, that I have done this literally on the road. I've driven from the UK to the Czech Republic today, and so last night on the boat. So this has been done with maybe slightly less thought than it deserved, and certainly in the way that it's presented. But that said, let's move on. I still think it's a reasonably solid kit. Okay,
let's do it. Okay.
Okay.
Ready?
Nice graphics on not even centered. Do you like that?
Well, I like that. It
Not
makes you
even
think a
centered.
little. It's just,
okay.
I like it. Okay, here we go. And
Beautiful. All right.
Boom. Whoa.
So,
yeah.
The thing that I like about eBay compared to shopping other places is that you often get people bundling loads of stuff together in quite a decent value package, which I feel this is. Sorry, the picture's a bit crappy, but again, this was due to the circumstances of where I was doing this. But if you go on to the next slide, that actually shows you what's in that kit with everything listed. I'm hoping.
You're hoping.
Next slide. There we go. Yeah. So that includes the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K charging cable, the Lumix G 12-35 lens, and a 512 gig card reader. It comes with batteries and a charger and a case. So I think that's a
nice.
Fairly good. That's kind of everything. Lots of the stuff done in one listing. You saying okay? Go on. That was a very loaded okay. Was that okay?
No. I'm saying okay. I'm reading the chat too. So and Alex, I'll get to your comments in a few once we get through Ben. So cool. Okay, here we go. Cool.
So adding another lens to it. So the 35-100. So that gives it's like a 24 to 200 mil equivalent range between those two lenses, which is going to get you through pretty much everything.
Yep.
All right, moving on. Not much more to say about that. This looked like a remarkably a decent deal.
Yeah.
So this is just the head.
Yeah.
So I've gone for a good head, followed by some slightly less good legs. If we move on to the next one.
That doesn't sound right, but okay. Next.
I know that's just the description of the head. But yeah, let's go on to the Manfrotto legs, which are never great, but they still look reasonably new. And the Manfrotto ones are all right until they get to about, I don't know, 3 months old, and then all the latches and catches and stuff just start to fail and nothing grips anymore. But I'm sure that'll be fine.
I love the grumpy penguin. The grumpy penguin comes in. He's just been in the background silent, and then he comes into the chat. It's amazing.
Good head, lol.
Oh my god. Oh, and by the way, just so that I can, I'm coming back to your list here, Alex. I wanted to just make a comment. If you really want to maximize your budget, go M43. You could put together a bonkers lens kit. I agree. You can do a lot with that form factor. And then just to acknowledge our friend to Super Chat $4.99, a bribe for Mr. Schofield. Thank you. I will have a drink for you there.
Change your name, Alex, to Alex GH5 Minor.
That should be your
GH5
website.
King.
He is.
Micro Four Thirds King.
Yeah.
No joke.
All right, here we go. Oh, here comes Tommy. It's getting crazy already, and it's not even. We're like at the half-hour mark. Here we go. eBay. Wait, that's me. God, what is going on here? Ben, we're back in. Okay, so those are your sticks. Okay. And that's actually a pretty solid tripod system, I think, especially with that head.
I think that'd do.
Yeah. Okay, good.
So the legs, depending on how worn they are. But we'll assume it's reasonably new. Okay. Let's move on.
Is that just a description? I'm kind of blind here. Okay, here we go.
Sorry,
Oh, here we go. Now we're starting to get into audio.
Okay.
Yeah. So I've got 2 of these in at that price. So this is to take just a 3.5 into a XLR.
Good.
There's 2 of those, which we will need.
Ooh, there they are.
There it is.
Stand by 7506s.
Looks a bit loved. And maybe
I'll tell you what. There's going to be a lot of
70-year-old guy grease ear. Cups.
You know what? I've just realised that I haven't. These little holes in accessories and things. I haven't put in all the disinfectant wipes that will be required before those things go anywhere near my head. But
oh, nice.
There's probably something around. Okay, moving on.
Yeah.
And again, I don't know why I need sort of 2 slides for that. So this is a different one to yours, isn't it?
Oh,
I think so.
One.
I don't know. What is it?
Yeah. Both you guys found deals. I couldn't find a good deal on that.
On what?
Okay.
Yeah.
Apparently I wasn't looking hard
on the
enough.
wireless Go.
Wireless Goes.
Yeah. That's a good deal. I like it. Okay.
And moving on. So I got the SmartLav Plus to put into there the same way that you used the other microphone. The dedicated one for that system.
And can you use the SmartLav Plus in the wireless Go? I know you can use the lavalier Go.
I can.
You gotta have that little dongle.
I do it frequently. Yeah, you can.
Dongle. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
I can't. But it's the SC.
The one that's on the screen.
Yeah. The
sponsored items.
The $15 one.
Yeah.
Yep. Got it. I have one of those cables.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. So Video Mic NTG.
Yep.
Solid.
And how much?
Solid.
Oh, yeah, good price. Okay, cool.
With the tank and then
there we go.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
That's nice.
Mix Pre 3.
Only problem, I don't know if you use that combo, but you can't. Well, no, you should be good actually. Come to think of it,
you think so?
I found the 3.5 mil to XLR adapters. The Mix Pre wants nothing to do with those.
Really?
That said, if you use the right one with the NTG, the Video Mic NTG, it will work, I believe. But I've had a heck of a time.
Really?
Like the Mix Pre 3 is like, give me a phantom microphone or go away. That's what I've found. But
wow, interesting.
But the NTGs might be the difference. You should be good. You should be good because you can go aux in with your Goes. You have aux in with the Goes, and then you can go XLR with the NTG. I think that does work.
It's certainly I use that combination even with the C200, which is unfussy, but it works fine. So you'd hope it would with that.
So the Go's going in XLR?
For the NT. I use them both, yeah. So I can have the Go going into one XLR, or I can split the two Go's from the Mark II, split both channels out into two individual XLRs. So you can have them on separate channels, or I put those two into the jack, the mic in jack, which is two, and have that set up as two separate split channels, and then use the NTG through the VDLXLR Plus or Pro.
Interesting.
I don't know and then that in.
I've had a
and that
heck of a
works
time.
really nicely.
Wait, so it's only like 300 parts to make the two mics work? Is that what you're saying? How many accessories are there?
It works great.
Do you have a special bag with 27 compartments to hold all of those things? Why don't we just continue with your?
It's got.
My brain hurts right now.
You can't fight him. He has a Sound Devices audio recorder.
It's true. He has a Mix Pre 3 in there. That is baller. Okay, here we go.
All right.
What do we got here? Oh, here we go.
So now.
Okay.
Right.
Wait, hold on. Way back. What's it called? Way Back Time Machine. What's the name of that thing called again?
Yeah.
When you go back, is this from 1998? What's going on here?
No, because it's $40. That's all shipping.
Why?
Right. Well, it would have been $4,000
insurance
in
for those bulbs.
Oh my God. Go ahead. Explain yourself on camera. I want to know that.
So this was probably around Dresden when we started getting to lighting in some truck stop this afternoon. I've gone through my phone.
Video light, and enter screenshot.
That is pretty much exactly what I put in. I put in video light kit because I was trying to find packages of stuff again. And I thought, that was kind of like cheapy Kino flows. You can get an all right result with those. You know, I have no idea what those particular ones are like.
I'll just keep drinking while you're saying that. Hold on.
All right.
Move. Baron, by the way, is having he's having a Campari soda in 100-degree plus weather in Portland, Oregon. Ooh. Baron, I'm right there with you, kid. I'm here about an hour away from you.
Nice.
Very nice. Okay, so let's go back to Ben. All right, so
let's move on from that.
Okay.
The lighting was definitely getting to the end of budget and my time. So these Godox things that have got a Bowens mat on them, which are like cheapy versions of the Aperture ones, which work fine. So that seemed like a reasonable deal.
I know you feel bad about that choice, but a buddy or someone I know used one of those on a set.
Yes.
And he has, I think, more than one Red camera. So don't feel bad. It may have been a newer version of that brand, but anyway.
And by red camera, he means a camera that is painted red, but it's still
it's
a red
one of those
camera.
red rubber covers on it, yeah.
Right.
No. Like
I know. I'm just being silly.
Yeah. Red
which light were you talking about?
Sorry?
Are you talking about the Godox light?
Yes, the Godox. Yeah. He's saying it's actually a good light.
No, a guy that I was working with on a job in December, I had my Aperture ones, and he turned up with that, and we used them together, and they were fine. They're just quite loud. They were just the fan kicked in quite early with it. It was the thing, but they were all right. Okay.
Yeah, they're bright.
Okay, good.
They're bright lights.
All right, here we go.
Yes.
Boom.
All right. And then I didn't. So it says a collapsible beauty dish, but it's a big softbox.
Got it.
It's fine. Nice. But I didn't realize we were getting those. We were getting those given to us in our $1,000 fantasy overspill, because I obviously didn't read the description.
Well, I mean, I would say, I'll give you my take on it, is that we're talking about C-stands, we're talking about rags, we're talking about stuff like that. So I wouldn't fault you for putting the softbox in there. I don't, I guess it's one of those ones that could be interpreted. I put a softbox in
mine, Ben, so it's okay.
Yeah, I don't think that's. Okay, cool. I don't think you're outside of what we were thinking. I think you're right about that.
So I think those two, that's a decent key light between those. In that softbox,
and that, you got plenty of output.
Yeah, you can get the work done. Okay, cool.
We're right for kind of interview stuff, and then an RGB light, again, same as EJM, just great to be able to just put a little bit of color into a background.
Yep. And
moving on. Oh, that's my budget. Oh, that's amazing. That's fantastic.
There we go.
There you go.
Nice.
$3,976.99.
Brilliant.
So
Brilliant.
I think that's it's slightly weak on the lighting, but I feel that's an all right kit for the money, and considering that was done in several motorway service stations in Germany this afternoon.
Yep.
Nice. So you've got 4K RAW.
Yep.
So there's that. Good lens reach. Audio's good. You got a baller. For sure, your recorder preamp is gold. The Beach Tech with Gem is good, but I mean, whew.
Right.
Yeah, that's good.
Well, you got that MKE 600 in there.
But I didn't.
MKE 600 in there is pretty good.
Yep, that's great.
I've got a good boom
Good
mic and a wireless solution.
Yeah.
I probably lean on that boom a lot more on that MKE 600 for most of the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But
both you have the goes. So it'll be
Yep.
interesting to see what our total situation is crossover wise.
Yeah. Good.
right.
Charles is asking, you manually focus all your shoots? I can answer that. We're doing a lot of stuff with XT4s now, and we were relying upon the autofocus, but it's not incredibly reliable. So even when we're doing remote shoots with talent in their homes, we're basically doing a quick tape measure of distance from camera to talent, and we're generally manually focusing most of the time now, and just stopping down enough so that we don't have any issues. Almost everything we're doing for my client is green screen, so we want to be stopped down anyway. We're generally shooting at an 8 or a 9, so we just need to make sure we have enough light on talent, and we're also shooting, because it's green screen and we're pulling keys, just as sort of extra information. We're usually not shooting, for instance, we're shooting at 24 most of the time. Our shutter is not set to a 48. It's usually set to a 96th, so that we get a little bit more, little less of that motion blur, so that when we're pulling keys and stuff, we're not getting webbed hands and kind of weirdness when we're doing stuff. So that's just a little something.
Yeah.
That's what, yeah.
And
Yep.
what was I going to say? If Ben had skipped the mix pre, and if you had more time, let me put it this way: if you had more time, you could have skipped the mix pre, and I mean, it's pretty good audio in the Pocket 4K.
Yeah.
You've got XLR with phantom power.
Yeah.
You have 3.5, so you could easily do both devices, spend the money on lights, because people are picking on you for the lights. But, even you were just driving around, you ain't got time for that.
Yep.
Rightly so. To be honest, the Mix Pre was the first thing that I found, and then that went in, and then I chose the camera after, and really I could have then just got rid of that and gone for a bit more editing, and just been a little bit more organized with.
That's interesting. I started with audio. Yeah. You would have killed it even more. I started with audio myself as well.
Me too.
Yeah, which is interesting. Maybe not interesting. Speaking of interesting, Caleb, let's check yours. Let's go.
With audio?
Are we going to do Dave? Okay, so the chat gets to decide. We've got Dave Carroll and we've got Caleb Pike left. Who's going to go first?
While they figure that out, I won't say
17 minutes left.
But someone in the
just
chat,
going back to that,
mentioned something on my list.
Question before.
Go ahead.
Uphill Cinema, what's going on, dude?
Ooh.
Good to see you here.
Yeah. What, Ben? Oh, you can put Quasar T8s in there, $75 each, into your lighting thing, because they're T8 bulbs. He's saying, Robert, for you, Ben.
Oh, I thought he meant the T8. Don't they make an 8-foot tube?
They might, but the T8 is just a size tube. Yeah. So.
Right.
Hey, thanks, Uphill. I appreciate it. Caleb. All right, Caleb is next. You ready, Caleb? You ready to do this thing?
All right.
Oh, boy. Here we go. Take a deep breath, and we're going in. Boom. eBay challenge. Caleb Pike, $39.54.96, remaining $45.04.
So I did this morning, and I forgot if we had to do shipping or not. So all of this includes shipping.
You're amazing.
So there's that.
Yeah.
Number 1, next page.
Hey now.
Holder.
Okay.
Cool. I we'd have C stands, but not necessarily that. So
Oh,
that
Ben
obviously
left.
holds a boom pole. So next photo or page.
Yeah. We lost Ben for a second, but he's back. Ben, can you hear us?
Oh, good.
Hold on. Let me just go back here and make sure he's here. He is
Yeah.
here. Can you hear us, Ben?
That was strange.
I don't hear any.
It just completely.
Oh, I hear
died.
you.
Your sync is all weird.
It is. Should I go out and come back in again?
It's getting better. It's getting better.
It's getting
For me,
better.
at least.
Okay.
It's gonna-
Yeah, let's go back in. Okay, so Caleb. So this is already probably one that's questionable because we did say that support would be in that other $1,000 budget.
Well, you know,
But I appreciate it.
figured
Yeah,
if
I
I
know.
didn't
I
include
like
it,
it.
someone would say something.
Yeah, I know. I know how that feels.
I thought when I think grip, I was thinking like C stands, light stands, not like every little thing, you know.
Yeah.
You got to draw the line somewhere. So maybe I overspent, but here we go.
Okay.
Next photo.
Yep. And Colin, not much cheaper for fishing supplies. I mean, $18 for this is not a big deal. Okay, here we go. Boom pole. Oh, you're
So we
going
got a
all. You're
9-foot
just getting
boom pole.
everything. Yes.
And this, I probably could have lowered this, but $50 with a cross. That means
Yep.
someone offered. By the way, use that best offer button. You would be amazed how many people accept low balls on eBay.
Really?
Or you just never know. Just try it. It's
Okay.
amazing. Next one.
Yeah,
Wing
you
muff.
really did go. You did think about audio first. Okay, go for it.
So yeah, wind muff, can't be dicking around, being outside, gust
Yeah.
of wind, and you're like, oh dang.
Oh,
So
boy.
next one,
Nice.
25-foot shielded. I feel like that's a good distance for all around interview stuff. And
Yeah,
then
I feel
finally,
like
the
I feel
microphone.
like my cable is too short. So I think you did better on
Oh,
that.
It's what you do with it, Jem. Don't worry about it. It's
I was waiting. I didn't even have to have you say it. I already heard it
Yeah.
playing in my mind from you, Ben. Okay, so that's fine. Okay. And, oh my God! Look at that. Wait,
Look at us.
$199.
You and me.
What the? I mean, mine had like a shock mount and some other stuff, but this is pretty amazing. What you got here?
yeah, it's a full
$200.
kit in the box or open
Yeah.
box. I didn't include the description like Ben did.
That's great.
So that's where Gem and I are the same. The next photo, me and
Yep.
Ben.
Well, Ben gave us like ads, and like I felt like I was on QVC. I could see 100 other items, so I couldn't focus on anything. And sometimes it went to a second page, so we could get the entire description. I think his kit was like we were up to like 45 pages or something like that, but maybe
it was
12
something
of.
close to that.
All right,
yeah.
forget. All right. Okay. Get. Oh yeah, 7506s.
So 7506. I know Gem.
I will
that's
say
maybe not his
still-
favorite cams.
Not my favorite, but and I have 2 pairs of them. But
I love 'em.
I know. I feel like I can hear
love
too
them.
much of the outside world in those headphones, and they're not very loud. But okay, here we go. Ooh, whoa!
4 MCs. So that's
Holy.
where Ben and I line up.
Yeah,
I love these things. I use them constantly. They're so
Yeah.
versatile. Chuck them
they are.
in a lamp. Boom. Don't need the aperture bulbs. Snap to the ceiling with the magnets. They're just so great. So 4 of those. And then the next one, Alex Miner in the chat actually just brought up.
Holy 60
softbox.
inch, 104.99.
This is a gold accessory. I don't think I've done a video on this, but this is like the best softbox of all time. It's huge, 60 inches.
Yep.
And right now I'm using a 32 or 30, whatever the aperture light dome is, 36 or 42. It's like the smallest I would use, but I really, really like 60 inches and up. So this is a phenomenal one. It's not super deep, which is great because you can get it in smaller spaces. It collapses down quick. It has a quick system. Just such a good softbox. So everyone should get this if they have the space or if they need it essentially gives you a 4x4 plus, more like a kind of in between a 4x4 and 6x6.
Has that got
it's
one?
great.
Has that got
Love
two
that thing.
two diffusion stages in it, or a single one?
It has a baffle,
2.
right? Yep.
Yeah, and it does have accessories to like do kind of sort of beauty dishy stuff.
Yeah.
But man,
Does it have a grid?
Collapses.
Does it come with a grid?
I don't think so, but
Okay.
I would imagine you could buy one.
Okay.
So
Cool.
yeah, but I mean, $100 for a huge softbox
Yeah,
gives
ridiculous.
you a beautiful key source. So anyway,
let's be
Threw that
honest.
in, and then the
3
next
years
one-
ago, you couldn't even. I mean, this would be a Chimera. It would be $600, $700 for something even like this. Okay.
Yep.
Here we go.
Boom.
Boom.
Nanlite FS300. Gotta admit, I've not used this, but I've been very aware of
$340.
Nanlite. I just can't, I just time to review all this stuff. Someday I would love to do the ultimate COB showdown and just get everyone's lights and try it. So I've got nothing against them, even though I've never talked about them on my channel, and they've emailed me, and they're super nice people. But I love that this particular seller put brighter than the Aperture 300 D2.
Funny.
And the price is ridiculous. $340.
It's insane. That's insane.
Yeah.
That is. I mean, I had the 60B from Nanlite in there for $399.
And by the way, everyone should go, and if you want this light, this guy has 3 left. I took this photo this morning, and this is not sold. This is he sold 5. He's got 3 left. They're open boxes,
Seriously?
so they're pretty much brand new.
$340. Yep. Yeah, I mean, I have a 500. I think the only thing I've never used the 300, or maybe once in a workshop we've used it. I can't remember what the fan is like, and that would be my only question. But but generally, Nanlite has good quality of light. And thanks, Alex, that the that softbox comes with a grid. Okay, great. That's a beast. Okay.
So anyway, that's my key light. I didn't think modifiers were included, so I threw this in because I like to have some kind of bouncy, filly something.
Yep.
So it's not huge, but I already forgot the math. I think that's 50, 60 inches by whatever
good
80
size.
centimeters is. Just something, just to add a little bit of fill if I need it. And then the next is the tripod. Ooh. So I'm not as familiar with Miller heads, but I don't know this head. Crappy, terrible
I don't know
head.
this head either, but they generally don't make bad heads. They make bad
legs. And for $150.
Yeah. So DS30, I couldn't find any information on it online.
Well, it's the DS30, not
2 minutes
because they did the DS.
Well, they have a 20.
10, 20.
I just don't know about the 30.
Presumably, it's
I don't
just
know
a
about
similar
those
thing.
legs
And it's
either.
just it was all to do with weight limits, wasn't it? The 10 and the 20. It's 10. That's a £10 weight limit.
This
£20 weight
holds
limit.
a decent amount of weight. I want to say 22
£30, I would imagine.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, that makes sense.
If the naming goes as the other ones do, 10.
Yep.
10
and I don't know anything about
£10.
MCC or MCCOM legs, what that is.
Yep.
But I'm like, all right, Miller legs don't
That's
look
a
wussy
bargain.
from the photos I looked at. So I'm like, okay.
This
work.
lens that they took this
$150.
photograph with, it's like you can't tell if this is a tabletop tripod or a full-size tripod. They just have such a funky look at that. It's like, is this a Tim Burton movie in one of those small it's like Alice in Wonderland.
It's like he went into his storage and got his Motorola one unibody phone out, took a photo.
It's ridiculous.
Texted it to himself and put it on eBay.
All right, so we know that your camera's going to use SD cards.
All right, so we're on the next page. Okay, so this actually is 4 of these. I bought 4 of these. Okay. I'm only showing the one image though.
So $80 basically.
I'm not dicking around with weird cards or used. I would never buy a used card. I don't think anyone should necessarily do that.
Mm-hmm.
I had a used card in mind.
And then next is lens. One of them.
Our old favorite. Our old favorite.
Very sharp.
2.8.
Very
Friend
sharp.
of the show, the 1755.
Yes, it is. It's legendary. Legendary.
I have 2 of the most
challenge.
legendary lenses of all time. So that's one.
Are you ready?
Next one. Yep.
There it is. 24 to 105.
So I've got 17 to 105 range. Obviously,
with stabilization
Very nice.
as well.
and f4.
Yep.
And then finally the camera.
Oh, look at that. $1,600.
I'm backward with this one. I went with a 1080p camera.
Yeah.
But it has XLR audio, forever battery life, amazing ergonomics. And I recently bought one to review on my channel, and I am still blown away by that camera. Back when it first came out, I was like, it's good, but it's expensive. But these days, I mean, I shot with that for the channel, and man, that thing is still such an animal. It's incredible.
It is.
So
And the only downside to the camera is that you don't have a 4K camera. So that flexibility with a single
4K.
camera is we're definitely finding that shooting with 4K for a lot of the stuff we're doing is very beneficial.
I only shoot 4K, and I've only shot 4K for at least 5 years, maybe more.
Yeah.
And I swear by it.
Yeah.
And normally I make fun of people who are at a high level shooting 1080, but I feel like your guys' kits, really strong image, good audio. I think all of us have pretty solid audio kits.
I agree.
But I think on set, I would be the happiest person with this kit. I would be enjoying myself.
You probably would be. I would agree.
Until I sit down to edit, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Ben is over there,
you-
flipping
you-
through his
until-
Resolve raw
that-
settings, and I'm...
Yeah.
Until a client phones up and goes, have you got this in UHD? Can we have this in?
Yeah,
in? Have you? No.
Yeah.
And we didn't clarify what we were filming, but
We didn't.
All right.
have
We
you
got to
guys
get
had
to...
a client
go
come
ahead.
up to you and be like, UHD, I need it.
no, I
Yeah.
think it's really just boils down to...
People always bring
what-
that up, but I can
No.
think of maybe once where a technical person asked if something was 4K.
Yeah,
But rarely
we're
has
just
someone
using
been
it
like,
for
We
punch-in.
need this in UHD.
Yeah,
Sure.
I'm just using it
Yeah.
for punch-in and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's true.
Let's get to David. David said his is a little messy because he didn't include shipping, but I think it's okay.
Oh,
Let's just
no
get
sweat.
into his thing. Let's do it. So here's his eBay challenge. I don't know the split screen thing, but 39.66.14, and then he's got the amount with shipping. Let's go ahead, and he's only got 4 pages, so we can bang through this pretty quickly. But let's take a look at what he's got. Okay, so.
Dude, this is a nice
Gentlemen.
way to present this whole thing. He wins on
yeah.
this alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're going Canon.
Whoa, $500?
For an R.
Yeah, that's pretty sick.
Okay.
What?
Buy it now.
$500 brand new. I mean, I don't know, but
I would be expecting a cardboard box with
counts.
some wet paper towels inside of it, maybe. But you never know.
It was on eBay and it was $500, so he's still in line.
Okay, yeah,
That's
you're following the guidelines, and you're
Yep.
spending almost the same amount for the lens. And then what do we have? Oh, you have an
It's
EFS.
Comlight adapter with drop-in polarizing filter. That's interesting. I wonder if they
look
do
that
that
up.
with the variable ND as well for the Comlight, because the
Yeah.
Canon one's about 4 times the price of that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Got your cards in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay,
Battery.
Gold. Yep, he's
Good.
got extra batteries.
cool. Yeah.
He's got
Tripod
some sticks in
system.
the head that are brand
Total
name.
garbage.
Very nice.
Yeah. And then we go to the next page.
Okay.
Oh, there you go.
Mix
Look,
Pre
Ben.
there it
Mix
is.
Pre 3. Nice
Is that the same
job.
one as
Same
you,
one.
Ben?
Same listing.
Damn
Same
you
listing.
people with your 7506s. Look
MDR
at that.
75.6s. Get on board, Jem. You're the weirdo who doesn't
I have
like
2
the
of them.
legendary.
I don't like them. They suck. I didn't say that out loud.
NTG1, not going to lie, that's a little rough.
That's a little weak on the
But-
audio, especially with the
you
fact that you have
are-
a Mix Pre 3, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, but he's got a Mix Pre 3, which will help a ton with that kit,
Yes.
with that mic.
Yeah, a lot. Not exactly a lot of output on that mic either.
No
NTG2 is very
joke.
similar.
Lots of batteries. Good.
Yep.
Cards
Good.
for the card for the recorder.
Yeah.
And
then
some
I'm assuming-
very pretty cables. Those look nice.
I think we're going to get... Oh, there's a Mogami. That's the same cable I think I had. So we've got a duplicate
Nice.
there. And then here we go into lighting.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, so he's got a
This
G3
guy
wireless.
with the
Whoa,
lighting
okay.
is
He's killing it.
strong.
Yeah, he's
Where's
like, to
Tommy?
hell with
Tommy
the,
should be
to
like
hell with
just
the mic.
clapping and cheering.
Yeah, look at him. You got a lot of light. And if the modifiers aren't included, you really do have a lot of options here in terms of what you can do. So there's a lot of light that exists here,
There
for
is.
sure.
3 120Ds and a 100. Wow. Yep.
Yeah.
he's good to go.
And you could get
And
get
then-
rid of that 120D, and you'd make your budget basically, even with shipping. So you'd be okay. That's an interesting comment that Efren said. He said, if the C100 had a movable autofocus area, I may not need the C200. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's really a UHD 4K thing, in terms of, again, it really boils down to, part of that decision has to do with whether or not you need 4K or not. Because the C100 Mark II, in my opinion, is probably a sharper image, even though it's not sharp compared to today's newer cameras, than the C200, which you and I both have, Ben. C200 is not the sharpest camera in the world out there.
It's certainly not on the internal codecs. So if you shoot in RAW, it's all right, but it's not. It's not sharp. With the 8-bit codecs, it's pretty rubbish. To the point where now I'm very rarely not shooting in RAW with it and just dealing with the headache of dealing with that.
Yeah.
But I've completely fallen in love with the camera since sort of changing around to doing it.
Well, that's some pretty interesting kits. Not a ton of crossover. There was some. But
Gemini
I would say
had the same shotgun.
Yeah.
Ben and I had the MCs
That I overpaid for. Yep.
Gemini, Gem and I. It says like Gemini.
Gemini.
Both went with Miller tripods, although mine was some weird head no one knew about. You both had Goes, so there's some interesting crossover.
Yeah.
Mix
And David had like enough lighting to light up a football field practically. He definitely had a lot. Yep. I mean, the NTG1 was probably, in my opinion, the weakest thing in that kit. Compared to everything it was being paired with. I would have gone at least, Video Mic NTG with an adapter minimum, or maybe something else like an NT55 or something. Try to get a good deal on something like that.
And if we each actually bought everything we listed, I'm pretty sure David would be livid when he opened the EOS R box.
I think so too.
Brand new for $500.
Well, Reed Todd, sorry to put a hose on the enthusiasm for that $500 camera listing on eBay. It appears the seller has been removed from the platform. Listing has been removed, which is usually a bad sign. Video. The NTG2, Alex, would have been okay with that mix pre. It's not. It needs a lot of preampage love. Even the NTG2, but yeah. Sorry, Caleb. What were you saying?
Oh, I don't know. Just the same. So,
yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little disappointed at how good everyone's list was.
Really?
I was so ready to have a good time with Ben making fun of Jim, or vice versa, but just didn't happen. Everyone.
I was surprised at how much stuff on a Buy It Now just came up on eBay. I'm not saying any of these challenges are super easy to get to the amounts, but it wasn't as difficult as I thought.
No.
To get to a kit.
The thing that has struck me, this comes up a lot with other platforms as well, in just the disparity in what's available in the US compared to here, is just sickening.
Really?
It's really depressing, yeah. So stuff, even when you look on Amazon in the US, products there are generally same sort of US dollar value to, say, UK pound value.
Yeah.
So stuff's cheaper. There's also stuff that, in terms of selection of stuff, there's just so much more available. Obviously, you've got, how many people live in the States? 350 million people?
Just under, somewhere around there.
Right, so you've got some huge market. It's obviously going to have a better selection of stuff than we get here. But it's quite a marked US difference. Yeah. The selection of stuff's fantastic, and just going through your list as well. Now you're seeing things go like with those the nanite things. That'd be amazing, but they're just not. Finding stuff in Europe is always harder.
Yeah.
I
quick question.
was going to make the point, which is like the opposite of. I feel bad now, but I think the moral of the story is eBay is pretty great, and there's some amazing stuff. The Millers. See, there were other Miller tripods.
Well, that
really
DS10,
impressed.
I if I didn't own that DS10 and that was a seller that wasn't selling that $500 EOS R, I would have bought that DS10 for $679, and that should still be up because that's of yesterday. If anybody can find that Miller DS10 for $679 and that seller has a high rating, I would jump on that thing for sure.
Was that with the carbon legs as well?
Yeah, that's with carbon fiber legs for $679, which is bonkers.
I have that complete system, and it is
me too.
It's a good system.
Yeah. I mean, I think the moral story is
still good.
If there is a takeaway, it's that check used. Especially stuff like Pro Gear, like the Miller. That's not gonna like fall apart after a year of use. From someone else. I was surprised with. I look for Aperture stuff, and I think they're inflated a little bit. Like the used pricing wasn't good.
Yep.
But that name light blew my mind.
That was for $340. That $300. That was bonkers.
Yeah. He had multiples. So there's definitely deals to be had. So yeah, check eBay. And I would say a bunch of those a lot of people include that make offer. Make an offer. You'd be amazed what you can get.
Baron is echoing you.
I've had it up for 25 days. Let me just get rid of it.
Yep.
That's interesting.
Oh yeah, Baron just said the exact same thing.
Yeah. I would say, Go ahead.
When we finally get back to NAB, I'm going to come out 3 days early and just sit in a hotel room and order stuff on eBay.
Perfect.
To be sent to wherever.
Well, it proves that the market has changed in the last 2 to 3 years because the quality of product that you can get on eBay now, because we've had good products on the market for 2, 3, 4 years, means that you can still get really great stuff now. And when you get into sellers who have good ratings and maybe they have a return policy, the audio market is maybe something to be looking at too. It's The
thing that's interesting to me is, and I don't know if something's changed or it's different in the US to Europe, as a seller, and I sell a load of gear, that I don't even go near eBay anymore for it, because I go on there, you look at the fees, and then you sell the thing, and then there's always like twice as much in terms of fees as you thought you were going to pay. And I now sell everything on Facebook Marketplace, because you can put things into individual groups, but it comes up on regional listings. It's much, for here it seems to work much better. And I'm wondering if eBay have started to reduce fees again, and that's why there seems to be a better range of stuff, whether it's just more popular in the States than it is here. I don't know.
Yep.
I will say Facebook Marketplace, you have to deal with the worst people in the world.
Oh, is that right?
Oh, yeah.
You mean Facebook
I'll put
people?
I'll put something up. It's like I barely used it. I'll take $200 off just to get it out, and people will cancel on me. People will like lowball me. I've had like 4 people just bail or never reply. I'll be like, meet at this time. They're like, yep. Never show up, never reply again. Just stinking Gen Z and millennials, and I'm a millennial, so I'm knocking my own generation. Just people not showing up.
Nothing wrong with that.
I've had the opposite experience.
There's an address, they paid for it.
Yep.
Yep.
That's
anyway.
True.
So we're a little over. I will say a couple of things that I want to just bring up. Number one, there's definitely some questions that are coming in the chat today. Next week, let's make it just a Q&A, sort of all about the chat, and let's get into some questions and answers about specific things you want to do. 360 Grad, you're right. Aperture did officially do price drops on 3 of their lights, the 120D2, the 300D2, and the 300X, and pretty considerable price drops. So if you can get them, I think it's great. And maybe that's what they mean. Maybe those are the lights that are going to have better availability, but it's nice that they are dropping the price where so much stuff right now is getting raised in price across the boards. And Charles, I just want to answer your question if I can. In a studio environment, can Blackmagic Pocket cinema cameras work for focus with fixed cameras and no operators? Really that boils down to stopping down a camera. When you're in that scenario, you have to, know what your distance is to subject. You have to know where your focus basically range is, and you have to set your aperture in a way that you can hold that focus comfortably with somebody, let's say, who's on a stage or in a particular area. So you're probably not going to be shooting at a 2.8 or even a 4 in that situation. You're probably going to be, somewhere in that 5.6 to 11 range, probably 8 to 9 for most situations. But, you go super long lens, and that's where things get funky. So you just got to think about it. And there are some pretty cool things now with the aperture cameras and the ATEM system where you can actually control focus from your system. It's just not autofocus, so you have to know that. So there you go. Yeah.
Lovely.
Beautiful.
Well,
good.
Thank you all for hanging out with us. 55 in the house right now. Uphill Cinema wants Gems chairs. Maybe you can.
They're not
sell
expensive.
It to them and throw in the mannequins. And
Amazon Prime. Yeah, I need to get rid of some mannequins. Those director's chairs are not that expensive. Huh?
There's certain things you just don't want to buy used. Gems Americans are definitely.
They don't blow up, Ben.
note.
Okay, they're just. God. Oh my God, this is unbelievable. It's ridiculous.
Would you take some rotting 7506s over that?
Oh no, coffee. We did not specify the purpose. This is supposed to be an all-around kit, so get the job done day in and day out as best as possible. So that's what we're trying to do here. We're just trying to get the job done. Lovely. You guys are awesome. Love you guys. Next week, we're going to Q&A it. We're going to answer questions about cameras and lighting and production and hopefully help you problem solve. And let's keep the numbers here. It's nice when we have a fair amount of people keeping the chat going, and we just really want to make ourselves available. Ben will be home. Caleb will hopefully not have a tornado touchdown, and hopefully it'll be a little cooler here in Oregon next week. And Alex says, everybody go out and buy that 60-inch. Are you making this? Is it like a spiff on that? You making a little something? I don't know what's going on here. Good.
It's good softbox.
Good softbox. It comes with a grid.
There you
comes
go.
with a grid.
Algorithm.
Don't buy the NTG one. Okay. Thanks everybody. See you next time. Bye.